Hey y'all, so I'm here. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 11. Hold on, y'all. Mike. 11, episode 19. Alright, so let's get to it. So, we're back. We're still on the trip. We're left off where we left off. I said we're left off where we left off. We're leaving off where we left off, okay? With the girls, on their trip. So all of the girls go to the winery, but ERIKA does not come for whatever reason. She doesn't come. When they get to, the little place where they can sit down, the winery actually looked really nice. Once they get to a place where they can sit down and talk, Lisa and Cal tells the girls about the other stories pretty much that ERIKA told them. So the whole thing about somebody, breaking into Tom's house, the whole thing about the car flipping, and everybody is like, what? When? How? Who? Okay, that's everybody, okay? And even literally, like I end up saying, I put in one of my videos, it snows in Cali, and I forgot who said, maybe it was Crystal. She was like, snow. Girl, I haven't seen snow since I was in like a fucking kid. I'm like, that story don't make sense. But somebody in my comments told me that, like, the higher you go up into California, like, it snows a little bit, like, up there. So I'm going to assume in running into, what is that? What's right above California? Is it Oregon, Washington? One of those places? Anyway, so it could possibly be true, but I don't know about that. And so Sutton, like everybody else, is just like, I don't really get that. And Sutton starts to ask like a few questions, and you see Garcelle on the side. She's like, nope, 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 nope. Like, don't even do it, Sutton. You already are in the midst of some shit right now. Just let it the fuck go. And so they also tell them about the fact that they want to put Tom in a home, and then Crystal gets a little bit emotional because they put her dad in a home at one point in time. So then we are in, I think, Cal's room, and it's Cal, Dorit, and Sutton. And again, they're talking about the whole thing with ERIKA, which I love how when Cal and Dorit are not around ERIKA, they just have so much to say about her situation. But then when they get in front of her, energy is different. But anyway, so they tell Sutton about how ERIKA pretty much was like allegedly about the whole flipping the car off of the Grand Canyon. I don't know, whatever the hell Tom did. And everybody is like, and Sutton, like the rest of us, is like, what do you mean allegedly? Like, that's what you told us pretty much, right? And then Sutton in her confessional was just like, she just keeps changing her story over and over and over. Like I said, it's not that what Sutton is saying is invalid, because it's valid. We all got the same questions. We all got the same questions at the end of the day, okay? It ain't just her. So, then all of the girls get ready, and Sutton had to take like, I guess like she couldn't go up top because everybody had to come like down steps, so she had to go like around the way. And ERIKA gonna say to her, "Oh, I see you, Sutton, taking the low road." I died because it was funny to me, but stop taking shots, ERIKA, stop. So then they all sit down, and ERIKA is just like really, really open and fun and honest, like during this whole little dinner. But she also says how she feels like Tom has done so much for so many people, and she doesn't understand why none of them is stepping up. And I'm just like, the reason why is the same reason his damn kids don't even want to deal with him, because you could have done as many nice things as you want to. If all of this shit is true about Tom, who the fuck would want to help him? Who would want to help him, ERIKA? And to be quite honest, even if he didn't do it, that's how the game goes. You can do everything for everybody else, and the minute that you're in some shit, nobody has your back. Obviously, you should know that. So yeah. Now this whole time, all of the girls minus Sutton and Garcelle are pretty much kissing ERIKA's ass. Like, oh my gosh, you're just so funny. You're so fun tonight. Da, 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 da. And Sutton was like, y'all want to act like y'all are her friend, during this whole situation. But what about Denise? We just going to keep bringing up Denise because that's the best way that I can really even, the way that y'all treat it. And I'm going to be honest, I feel like the reason why they are treating ERIKA the way that they are, specifically Lisa, because I figured it out. After watching this episode, I figured it out. That's what it is. You saw how last year on whenever y'all was filming, y'all had one type of narrative, but once the show actually came out, you saw that people like me, people on Twitter, people were digging in y'all ass for how y'all came for Denise. So I really feel like this season, Lisa in particular, Cal and Dorit decided to take the opposite route of let's not badger her the way we badgered Denise. Let's just be supportive because then people won't have anything to say. Well, guess what? You're damn wrong. We got something to say because you're being fake as hell. At least the whole thing with Denise, and let me say this. Y'all was being fake with Denise too because y'all kept saying that y'all just cared about whether or not she talked about y'all when that's not what it was. Y'all wanted to know whether or not she fucked Birdie. That's really what it was. But I will at least respect the fact that y'all was being as catty as y'all was being behind her back, y'all was being in front of her face, if that makes any sense. When it comes to ERIKA, for some reason y'all are all just up her ass and kissing her ass. And again, I really feel like it's because y'all don't want the backlash like y'all got last season, but this is something completely different. Something completely different, okay? So like I said, Garcelle said the same thing I said, which is everybody's phony and everybody's kissing ERIKA's ass, and it's absolutely ridiculous. And then, do y'all hear me in my reviews when I say I don't understand how Kyle is supposed to be Sutton's friend? This is maybe the third or fourth time this season Kyle has done this. When they're all sitting around and everybody's having a good time, Kyle points out, oh, Sutton's not really talking. Why she ain't got nothing to say? The cat got her tongue or something like that. And it's like, really, Kyle? Really? You just had to point that out and be awkward about it? I don't understand. With friends like that, who needs enemies? I would never be Kyle's friend. Why would you do that? And why do you keep doing that to Sutton? Why do you keep feeling the need to point her out and throw her under the bus? Like I said, I absolutely agree with a lot of the stuff that Kyle was saying, like, you know, in the last couple episodes about how pretty much Sutton wasn't keeping the same energy with ERIKA. But Kyle, that also applies to you. And if that's your friend, you wouldn't throw her underneath the bus like that in front of everybody, especially when you and I forgot who else says it, but Dorit was doing the same thing. So, like I said, Kyle and Dorit doing the most. You're so strong, ERIKA. You're just so strong. Da, da, da. So then ERIKA talks about, you know, how she likes to uplift people, and she ends up giving Sutton credit. You know, she was like, I was happy when you was able to, you know, pay your rent, and when you got the plane for everybody to come see me for Chicago. And Sutton and her confession is like, okay, so she's talking to me. And then the producer asked ERIKA in her confessional, like, oh, did you say that to like trying to smooth things over with Sutton? And ERIKA was like, no, I'm not trying to smooth anything over with Sutton, but I don't want it to be awkward like around everybody else, which I can understand that. So I don't know how this little point comes up, but Lisa ends up saying in her confessional that ERIKA can't say anything about the victims really because it will pretty much tie her to Tom in a way. And this goes into like the thing later when ERIKA was like no admission is like no admission. Now I know a lot of people were saying, oh, Lisa's trying to make up excuses for ERIKA, but this is the thing. If I can't, it's too much legalese for me to really explain it, but Lisa broke it down the best way. If this is hypothetically, I'm not saying this is the case, but hypothetically, if ERIKA was to say on camera, I feel really bad for those victims and what my husband did wasn't right, a really good lawyer could use that and say, hey, look at her apologizing. She wouldn't apologize if she didn't know anything. I don't know how she could apologize without like implicating Tom, which would be implicating herself. So that's why if I was ERIKA's lawyer, I would tell her to just not talk about this. First of all, I would have told her to skip this entire season as far as I was concerned. She wouldn't even be on this season if that was my client. But as a lawyer, I would pretty much tell ERIKA, don't say anything at all. Don't say shit about the victims. Don't say anything. Remorse, no remorse, don't do that. Don't even do it. So I got what Lisa was saying. So then the next morning, sorry, I'm trying to see on time. So then the next morning, Sutton and Garcelle goes to see Sutton, and they're on a balcony and they're talking about, you know, Sutton was surprised how ERIKA had, like, talked to her and gave her tins about, paying the rent and all of this other stuff. So Lisa ends up calling. So mind you, while they're talking, ERIKA is on a level below Sutton, I believe, and she's getting her makeup done. So she's by the balcony and can, like, hear outside. And she's like, they're all loud and shit. So then Garcelle, loud as hell, is like, what did you think about ERIKA last night? And so ERIKA was like, let me see if these bitches is talking about me. So she go and she listened. She was like, I can hear everything that you bitches is saying. ERIKA better than me, because I would have sat there and I would have listened to everything they said. And I wouldn't have said shit. I would have listened to the whole conversation. But they wasn't really saying anything bad. They was just saying, like, that they really haven't seen her loose like that and be, like, really, I guess, fun and open like that before. So that was that on that. So then Lisa and Crystal, they go to do, like, the little stand on a paddle, like, what is it called? Not paddle boats. Is that what it's called? Like, it's this, you stand up on the plank or whatever the fuck it is on the water and you try to balance. But they was doing yoga on that. I want to say this, Lisa Rinna. It was very, very shady. Crystal said that she has, like, body image type of issues and stuff like that. And you pretty much convinced her to go ahead and wear a bikini so that, because you're like, oh, you go ahead, and you told her that you would do it too. But then you brought your ass out in nothing but pants and a freaking top or whatever, pretty much covering your whole self. That's fucked up to do. That's messed up. Especially if you know that girl has, that's another reason why I don't like Lisa Rinna. That's small, but I don't care. Anyway, Garcelle and Sutton ended up coming out and watching them. And we talk about ERIKA and Sutton again. I'm kind of low-key tired of talking about them, so I'm glad, like, the way this episode ended. And thank God, next week is the season finale, y'all. We made it. We made it. And y'all know I can't wait to the reunion. I'm gonna tell y'all, for this year, for the reunion, I'm coming in dressed up because, see, I gotta give these hoes what they can't give. So for the review for each reunion, I will be coming done up, just letting y'all know. Anyway, so where we at? Okay, yeah, so, and then ERIKA and Kyle are talking, and they're doing tennis, and ERIKA pretty much is telling Kyle how, like, she's broke as hell, and when it gets down to it, once this whole situation is done with Tom, she ain't gonna get nothing from him, which obviously we know, because Tom is broke as hell. Tom ain't got no money. Whatever money he got to pay back. So that's just that on that. So, sorry, y'all. So, then I think Kathy rented them, like, a yacht, like, or a boat or whatever. Not a yacht, but like a boat. So, on the way to the boat, ERIKA and Sutton are kind of, like, walking together. ERIKA, you looked so cute in that pink outfit. You looked amazing. And ERIKA apologized for snapping on Sutton. She said, I didn't mean to do that, like, I was really mad. I'm going through a lot of stuff, but I shouldn't have snapped on you like that. And then, Sutton within the scene was just like, oh, you're too pretty to not be my friend, and oh, you're too this, and oh, it's okay. But in her confessional, she was like, I don't believe her. I don't believe her at all. And then in ERIKA's confessional, she says again, no, actually, I don't even like Sutton. Like, I actually hate Sutton, but I mean, again, I ain't gonna make it awkward around everybody else, and let's just try to, like, move forward as much as possible. So then they get on the boat, and Dorit messy asks, well, what happened between y'all two? None of your business, Dorit. Anyway, so ERIKA says that she apologized to Sutton, and Sutton says that it's okay. So then Crystal gets up in the middle and says, that she knows she started rough with Sutton. It's crazy because, can y'all remember? It's crazy where we are with Sutton right now. Because y'all remember in the beginning of the season, we could not stand Sutton because of how she was dealing with this whole Crystal thing. It's amazing. Whole 180, Sutton, whole 180. So I'm back to liking you again. So they said that they were good. So then they played the Never Have I Ever game. And Kathy said, I did background checks on every single last one of y'all, so I know everything, and I believe that. I do not believe that Kathy would be around none of these hoes if she didn't do a thorough background check or even allow them to be around her. Just saying, including the cameraman. So Garcelle's messy ass going to say on the first one, never have I ever stolen. And ERIKA caught the shit. Garcelle, I ain't going to hold you. You are messy as fuck sometimes. And that was a messy ass thing to ask. And ERIKA said, no, I never have. And she was like, but no omission is no omission. Then, they go over some other little games. And then at the very end, all little girls kind of like go up to the front of the shit. And Kathy and Sutton are kind of sitting down. And Kathy is just like, you know, I know you know, you feel better with talking to ERIKA and stuff. And Sutton starts to cry a little bit, and she's like, you know, I just get really upset when I like have fallouts and stuff like that with people that I'm friends with, but like I want to be able to ask questions, which is fair. And then she says, but she's afraid of ERIKA. Sutton, why are you afraid of ERIKA? What is ERIKA going to do? She ain't got money to do shit. She ain't got no money to do shit to you. Even if she did, who gonna post her bail? How she gonna sue you with what money? She ain't gonna do anything to you. That's sad, Sutton. You're a grown-ass woman. Don't be afraid, ERIKA. ERIKA ain't gonna do shit. ERIKA ain't gonna do shit. Okay? But y'all get in the comments. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I cannot wait. This is the last episode. I'm ready for the reunion. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I will be reviewing Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and Black Ink Crew Chicago and Our Kind of People. That's what I'm doing now. Bye.